Good morning, guys. Welcome to this Friday, August 28th, and it's pretty much a dull overnight. Not much action, not much range. Yesterday we had a pretty darn good day on the tech stocks, but the indices didn't quite work, crash higher or explode to the upside by any means. They traded higher and they kind of got stuck sitting in a range. So right now we're starting off the trading day. We're wondering if we're going to get some continuation. That's going to be the big question right now. As you can see, the ES is back up above that 77.10 to 15, a holding, but not quite making a move to the upside. Looking at the news this morning, today's big news probably is going to be the Kevin Ward speech at 10. Before that, we have Chicago PMI at 9:45 and then consumer sentiment at 10. But the speech there from Jackson Hole is probably going to be all eyes and then some interpretation on it. We can always hope that the speech is pretty much a non-event and he doesn't say much more than we're going to be data driven and not give you much of guidance. That would be pretty good to calm the markets down from this excessive focus on what the Fed is doing and planning and all that, trying to predict all that stuff. So that's how we get started this morning, this Friday. And as you can see here, the Thursday trading, that was when NVIDIA earnings came out. Friday's trading was to the upside. NVIDIA and all those tech stocks did really well yesterday, but overall the market didn't do much. But we are to the upside, and as long as I hold this ledge here, that 77.10 ledge, I'm going to be thinking long side of the market, at least to get started. So early on here, I'm going to look to buy weakness, 35s, 25s down to the 10s for rotations up. Looking for shorts against the 45s and 55s, maybe even up to the 65s here. That's your nice volume edge up here, and a little volume edge you got going there. So those three levels for short setups. Now, I'm leaning towards the long side. I should say I favor the long side. Not quite a lean. In other words, I would like to buy weakness for rotations up. But today can turn into like a flat out trading day, like a range bound trading day where they just don't do much. So we'll see how it turns out. It could be the speech. Yeah, 10 could certainly set the market off in the direction. We just had to wait and see what happens with that. But right now, starting off range bound, favoring the long side. Looking to buy weakness against that 35s, the 25s, down to the 10s. Below 10s, I'm taking off any long bias, going back range bound. At that point, we're back down here in this lower range again. And for short setups against the 45, 55, up to the 65s. If they take out 65s, I would be more inclined to look for a run up here to 70s and then maybe even higher. That could be a nice start of a little rally, but right now it's kind of twisting in the wind, a little bit in the twilight zone there, trying to figure out if this NVIDIA earnings is really going to get some continuation on the tech stocks. Right now, this morning I'm gonna check, and they're all kind of a little bit to the downside. They're all a lot of red around that, but not a bunch, just a little bit. So not completely abnormal when you have a big update that you start off with a little bit of profit taking right away. On the Nasdaq, we are back up in this upper range. That was a better move to the upside yesterday. Didn't go much from the extension though. They didn't really rocket to the upside, so turned into more of a range-bound trading day after the initial run, and that's kind of where we got stuck, sitting, twisting in the wind. So starting off with the range bound on the Nasdaq, I would favor the long side given the NVIDIA earnings, yesterday's trading. So I would look to buy against weakness against that 580s, the 520s, 470, or 480s, down to the 420s for rotations up. And below 420s, I'm taking off any long buys and going back range bound. So initial bias, I would probably favor the first three. That last level would be the last one I would consider. So buying against the 580s, 530s, and the 480s, that would be more aggressive. Getting long against the 420 is a little bit less aggressive. I think they're backing off a little bit too much for that to be a valid, for that to be a good buying opportunity. But it certainly could be. I mean, you never know. Nasdaq tends to run it more than you think. And on the way up, looking for short setups against that 650s, 690 to 700s, 750s for rotations down. Nasdaq doesn't have a big range here or a big edge to lean against. It's pretty much a big range up to the level here at the 30,000s and down here towards that volume edge at the 290s. I'm going to drag this guy down a little bit down here. And this edge from that mode down here to see, this is the volume edge I'm trying to paint right there. So I'm expanding that just a little bit, and we'll see. I mean, right now they are trading in this range back and forth, and they just managed to get up back to it. So let's see where they're going to go from there. Now, if I fold this together like this, you'll see a little bit better what I'm talking about. It's starting to make sense that this is just the one big distribution going back and forth and whipping back and forth. So right now we're in the middle of that range, so we could get just a range-bound trading day. But I would start favoring the long side, see how far they want to take it. If we get some continuation from yesterday, and if we don't, if by the 11:30 we're not seeing any continuation or the war speech hasn't done much, probably just going to fall back on a flat out range bound day going into the close. All right, so that's pretty much the Nasdaq to get started. We're getting close to rollover. We just rolled the bonds to the December contract. There's your bonds, December contract, and right now we are a little bit to the downside in that market. Haven't really moved a whole lot, but a little bit to the downside on this guy. So taking out this edge ahead here, right there, just down here flirting with the lows of that edge, but we roll to the December contract. In a few weeks, you're going to roll the ES and the Nasdaq to the December contracts too. So next week, I'll probably send out an update about that, an email to remind everyone. But pretty much range bound trading right now. It looks like they're drifting back down again. So taking this with a little bit of grain of salt. So again, we'll see what Besant's move is doing. Right now, they took it higher. I thought they were going to have a little bit of stuff working here, tested the upper edge, drifting back down there, right down here, this at value again. So yeah, starting off range bound on the bonds. Given the overnighting yesterday, I would probably favor the short side. You can do sell strength up here at the 109.10s. If it's 109, yeah, no, 109.16, sorry, 15.16 for rotations down. So looking for a 115.16 short for rotations down now. With this, the long yield, long-term buying initiative, you would expect it to be more on the upside. So I was favoring the long side, but the last couple of days, weakness is kind of okay. Well, if they're going to take it back down again against what he's doing, then then we'll see. They'll probably see the prices keep going lower. So watching this level right now, if they keep going on this 109.04, we could certainly see a little bit move to the downside here. I'm going to mark up one more level, the 109, the buck here. That's also good to mark up. There you go. This guy right there. That could be an attractor area as well. So that's how we get started on the bonds. Slight bias to this downside, looking to sell against that 15.16. But if they don't take it lower, if they trade up above that 15.16, I'm taking off that short bias and going back range bound. That's the bonds. Looking at the cryptos. The cryptos, not much happening there. Silver's been to the upside, gold a bit to the upside, oil is drifting back down again. I haven't traded any of those. Well, I know I did. No, I didn't trade. I was tempted of doing something overnight here on the Bitcoin, but that was when they were blowing up here. They were taking out the 80,000. They were heading higher overnight. You see, they were trading up here. I was watching this, thinking that they had a shot at a little rally. Then they came up here to the 81,500, turned on a dime, and all the way down. So all the way down here to the 79, 78, 79,000 again. So yeah. Bitcoin fighting to keep or hold 80,000. And if they can do it, that would be good. We could get a nice little crypto rally. So I haven't done much with it just yet. So no trading on in the overnight on the crypto futures for me. Back to the ES and the Nasdaq. So Okay, a little bit of strength developing here on the ES. We'll see if we get some more of it. But so pay attention. 9:45 and 10 we have news, and 10 o'clock we also get that Kevin Ward speech. All right, guys. We'll wrap it there for now, and I will see you back at 11:30 for the next update. All right, guys. Later.